Why Dad wants to see this day. The words fell from my mouth softer than I meant them to, because God knows I had rehearsed them 100 times in my head, yet still, they came out trembling. Not because I'm afraid of you, but because I know what this moment means. It's not just a meeting. It's not a simple conversation. It's the collision of two worlds, mine and yours, both scared, both guarded, both heavy with unsaid things. My father is a man of few words, but heavy silences, and this day, this meeting, it feels like he's not just asking to see you, but to see through you. To measure the man who has taken over every inch of my heart. And I know you're not afraid. You are never afraid. You walk into fire like it's a hallway. You face enemies like they're shadows. But this is different. Because he's not just my father. He is the man who taught me what pain looks like behind a smile. He is the reason I know how to hide bruises beneath silk. And still want you to meet him. Not because I want his approval. Not because I need his blessing. But because a part of me, the part that still remembers being his daughter before being anything else, needs him to see why I chose you. I need him to understand that you are not a mistake I fell into, but a force I rose with. That you are the storm and the shelter. That no matter what people say, no matter how loud the noise around us gets, you have been the only silence that ever calmed my chaos. You are the only reason I ever learned how to breathe again. So when he looks at you, when his eyes linger a second too long trying to unearth every secret you hold behind that unreadable face, he wants you to hold your ground. Not for him. For me. Because if he tries to shake you, if he tests your limits, it's not just a test for you, it's a reflection of the battle I fought for years under his roof. And I want him to see the kind of man who held me when I couldn't hold myself. A man who did run away when I shattered in his hands. A man who stayed, even when the darkness inside me begged him not to. So yes, my dad wants to see you this day. But I want him to meet the man who made me believe love was the war I had to lose. And I know you'll show him without even trying that no force on earth will take me away from you. I whispered it, but the weight behind it was louder than any scream. This wasn't just a dinner. This wasn't some casual hello across the table. No, this was the moment my past and future were about to meet, and not gently. You see, my father is the kind of man who smiles easily. He is the man who opens doors, he guards them. And today, the door to his world creaks open just enough to let you in, but not without 1,000 unspoken warnings. He'll study you like a war map. Every move you make, every word you speak, I'll measure them against the lifetime of silence I've endured in the house. He knows I'm not the girl who brought boys home. And not the daughter who ever asked for permission. But for you something in me softened, something in me shifted, and now I find myself hoping he sees what I see when I look at you. Not your strength, though you wear it like armor. Not your power, though it bends the world around you. But the quiet in your eyes when you look at me, like I'm not a battlefield, like I'm not damage, but a home worth rebuilding. Still, I won't lie to you. He might try to break you with questions that cut deeper than they appear. He might speak in riddles laced with pride and disappointment. He might make you feel like you don't belong. But that's his fear speaking, not his authority. Because deep down, he knows what I've become. And is afraid that you might be the one person who can hold all the pieces he shattered without flinching. Still, I won't lie to you. He might try to break you with questions that cut deeper than they appear. He might speak in riddles laced with pride and disappointment. He might make you feel like you don't belong. But that's his fear speaking, not his authority. Because deep down, he knows what I've become. And is afraid that you might be the one person who can hold all the pieces he shattered without flinching. But I want you to go. Not because I want you to fight for me, no, you already have. Every day. In ways I can't explain. But because I want you to see where I come from. I want you to understand why I flinch at soft voices sometimes, why love makes me nervous, why I freeze when someone raises their hand too fast even to comfort me. My father doesn't just live in a house. He lives in my silence, in the pauses between my breaths. And if you're going to love me for a lifetime, you need to meet the place where I lost myself before I ever found you. So when you walk into that room, shoulders back, eyes steady, know this. You don't have to prove anything. Not to him. Not even to me. Just be the man who looked at me once and promised, without words, that I'd never walk alone again. Be the man who taught me that love doesn't always have to hurt to be real. Be the man who chose me even when I couldn't choose myself. And if my father sees even a flicker of that in you, then maybe, just maybe, he'll understand why I look at you like you hung the stars. I said it quietly, as if the softness in my voice could cushion the blow. But the truth is, no matter how gently I placed those words in your hands, they were always going to feel like a loaded gun. Because it isn't just a meeting. It's a moment that has the power to rewrite everything we've fought for. My father is the man who entertains visitors. He is a fortress wrapped in flesh, proud, cold, commanding. His expectations are steel bars, and I have lived all my life behind them. And now I'm asking you to walk into the very place I've always been trying to walk out of. I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know what he's already decided about you. Maybe he's read too much into your silence, your confidence, your defiance. Maybe he's built you up in his mind as another man trying to take what he believes is his. Or maybe he's terrified because, for the first time in my life, he's watching me choose someone with my heart, not my obedience. I see that flicker of fear in your eyes. You tried to hide it. But I know you too well. You're not afraid of men like him. You're afraid of what this means for us. Because a father's approval, or lack of it, can shape the soil we try to grow love in. But listen to me carefully now. This moment, this confrontation, it doesn't decide us. He can ask his questions. He can measure your worth by his own rigid scale. But it's me who holds the weight of choice. And I've already chosen you. Not in some reckless, romantic impulse, but in the quiet, in the days when you stood beside me when I felt like I was falling apart. When you touched my trembling hands, and never asked why they trembled. When you held me like I was sacred even when I swore I wasn't worthy. You, not him, reminded me of my name when I forgot it. I saw your jaw tighten, your fingers curling into a silent fist by your side. That one sentence cracked the air between us like a thunderclap. You didn't say anything at first, but I could feel everything you were holding back. And I know why. Because this isn't just a polite meeting. It's a confrontation. A reckoning. A battlefield dressed up as a living room conversation. And no matter how brave or ruthless you've had to become in your own life, they know that meeting a father like mine is never just a conversation. It's a test. One you were never supposed to win. But I didn't tell you to scare you. I told you because I trust you. Because I believe in the kind of man you are, the kind who doesn't shrink in the presence of power, the kind who walks through fire with his spine straight. You're not just a man I love. You are the man who held my heart when it was breaking into pieces. The man who saw every version of me shattered, angry, silent, cold, and never once asked me to change. You're the reason I found the strength to stand up to my father in the first place. Because before you, I only ever knew how to obey. But after you, I finally understood what it meant to live. And maybe that's why my father wants to see you. Maybe he can already feel the shift in me. He raised a daughter who followed his rules, never spoke too loudly, never dared to want more than what was handed to her. But I've changed. I look at you and I see the kind of love that doesn't ask for permission. I see a future that won't fit inside the small world my father built for me. Maybe that terrifies him. Maybe it enrages him. Or maybe he's just curious about the man who managed to steal the fire he thought had buried in his daughter years ago. So if you're afraid, I understand. But don't be afraid of him. Be afraid of what you'll miss if you let him shake you. You are not walking into the house alone. My voice will be with you. My defiance, my loyalty, my love, they're all wrapped around you like armor. Let him ask his questions. Let him try to tear you down. But don't you dare forget you are not here to beg for his approval. You are here because I asked you to be. Because I want the man I love to look into the eyes of the man who thinks he owns me and show him, without a single word, that I belong only to myself now and I choose you. The words echoed louder in my mind than you probably meant them to. Your voice was steady when you said it, but I caught the flicker of hesitation in your eyes, the way your fingers fidgeted with the edge of your sleeve, the way you couldn't quite meet my gaze. You knew what you were asking. You knew this wasn't going to be a casual introduction. This wasn't dinner and polite laughter. This was war disguised in civility. And I am not afraid of your father. But I am terrified of what this might mean for us. Because I know the kind of man your father is. I've seen his reputation carved into the silence of rooms. I've heard the weight of his name before I ever knew yours. He's powerful, calculating, used to breaking men with a single sentence. And now he wants to meet meth man who loves the one thing in this world he never learned to control.